Okay, let's see if they're in here. What's up, Tony Ralda?
What's up, guys? My name is Tony. For those who don't know me, Tony from Ralda's Details. I have a YouTube channel as well called Ralda's Details. So I cannot thank enough to Bryce for driving 2,000 miles to come and meet here. You know, like, it's not the fact that he bring the van. Like, the main thing here is that we finally meet. Like, we've been chatting, you know, for what, 2 years or more?
Yeah,
Something like that. So,
yeah.
but it's like we always talking, you know, on the phone and stuff like that. And I'm pretty happy, you know, and to meet him. And thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'm beyond pumped to be here right now inside of Tony's garage, his amazing garage. You know, he spent a lot of time in here. You can tell, even with the details on the floor mats here, with his colors that he chose out, his red, black, and blue, which are the stripes and his logo on his van. You know, Tony is building a brand for himself. Fix my hair here. He's really becoming well known in the detail business as the guy who makes the best setups you've ever seen. There's other guys that are out there that are doing it, but not the quality that this guy does. Okay. So anyways, I'm super pumped to be here. I'm gonna ask him a couple of questions while we're here. There's a lot that we can learn from this guy. All right, so super excited to be here with Tony Ralda in his garage. And like I said, I'm from Mesa, Arizona. So for me, this is just a different environment. You know, like the country that you live in is absolutely beautiful, you know, because I'm used to cactus and desert and dirt and mountains. And, you know, I'm driving through here and it's fall right now. And so I can see the leaves changing. But anyways, Tony, maybe, you know, real quick, you can just talk about, you know, what brought you to Virginia in the first place?
Well, I came to Virginia because I got the opportunity to start working with my brother-in-law, but then things went different, and then I kind of concentrate more in my detailing business. That's something that I always like to do. Like, I started detailing when I was 10 years, you know, and working, you know, in Guatemala. So we have a shop in Guatemala as well that my brother, he is the one who runs the shop in Guatemala. And, you know, but here now, this is kind of like my dream, you know, to kind of be, if we want to call it that way, my own boss.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like to kind of talk to people and all that kind of stuff. And now we are detailing and as well building the mobile detailing setups.
So, you know, we got talking a little bit on the phone a couple days ago about that leap of going from, you know, what I call working the corporate job, right? You're working full time, doing your thing as an electrician, and, you know, you've got that seed that you kind of planted where you're like, you know, I think I want to start doing this on my own full time. Maybe what you can do is talk a little bit about, because I know there's a lot of guys that are going to be watching this video who are probably in the same boat, where they're thinking to themselves, like, they're working a full-time job, they like detailing, they like the idea of the money that they can make detailing, but they're scared to take that leap, right? Because it's freaky.
It is.
So maybe you can walk us through, like, what was your thought process and what helped you to get there to where you're now full-time?
Well, the first thing, you know, the main decision was quit from my job. Like I was telling you, I didn't sleep for 2 nights straight. Like, I was super scary when I give the notice, you know, like 15 days notice to my boss that I was gonna quit, but I was super scary. But now I think that was the best decision that I ever make. Not because I don't want you guys to take it wrong, I don't want you guys to think that we are making ton of money or whatever. That's not the case, and
No.
that's not the point. The point is to have time to spend with your family. That's the most important thing that we can take out of this, because if we talk about money-wise,
Yeah.
I am making a living, and that's enough. If I can make enough to make, my payments and feed my family and all that stuff,
Yeah.
that's just enough. And if I can make more than that, so
Yeah.
it's welcome. Like, it's good,
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you brought that up, because I think that there are people that, and maybe this is the fault of like how we sometimes portray detailing. And I don't think that we do it intentionally, but we can film ourselves detailing these really sexy cars, right? Like,
Yeah.
and everyone looks at that and they think, oh my gosh, that looks awesome, and they must be killing it. And I know that there's a lot of guys that they're doing this at a very high level.
Yes.
And they're making really, really good money. But, if I could also speak so boldly, at least for myself, right? Just starting out, and I've been in my detailing business now for about a year and a half. I'm not crushing it, okay? I'm not there yet. In fact, I just monetized my YouTube channel about 2 months ago, and I'll share with everyone, I think every month I'm earning, based off of my advertisements, around $60 a month. That's nothing crazy, right? However, it's still $60 a month that I didn't have before I monetized my channel, right? But I also didn't get into this to monetize my YouTube channel. That was just simply a step that happened along the way. It wasn't something that I put in my mind that I thought to myself, oh, this is my goal, I want to monetize my channel. That wasn't my thought process. My thought process was, I enjoy doing this, and there have been kind of some steps that have fallen into place along the way. Has that kind of happened to you, where you've had some steps that just kind of, you weren't thinking about it, but it just kind of happened?
Yeah, actually, like I did the same thing. Like I monetized my channel like maybe 4 months or so ago, and I was like YouTube was telling me that like I was ready to do it, because I have the views I have, but I don't want to do it, I don't know why. But then I end up doing it. Now I make maybe like $100 some dollars, like 120 a month or so, which is good.
It's great.
Like, but yeah, it's kind of the same thing. And the reason, like I say, the reason why I did all this is because I love doing this, and I feel like I'm never working. Like I'm not working. Whenever I'm installing, reels, whenever I'm cleaning up a car,
you're having fun.
I'm having fun. It's so nice. Like I really like doing this.
Yeah, and so let's talk about that for just a minute, because I think that you hit on something really important, which is you do have to enjoy what you do, right?
Correct.
And you talked about that a little bit ago, where you're like, I wanted to spend more time with my family, with my kids, right? So what that probably means, or at least what I heard, is that there's probably some sacrifices that you had to make along the way, so that this is something where you're happy about it, you're passionate about it. And so I forget the adage that they use, which is if you enjoy what you do, you'll never work a day in your life, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And like I said, it's a lot of things, to take, that we got to think about. Like as well, it's not like it sounds good. Right? It sounds, more time with your family. You enjoy what you're doing and all that stuff. But at the same time, you gotta work hard too. It's not just like it sounds good. I don't want to make it sound like everything is like
it's there, it's working. Yes, let's talk.
You gotta put a lot of work.
You do.
As well.
They call it the grind, right? Because when you think about it, you're like grinding away at it's hard work, right?
Yes.
And that really is, like, if you're gonna, in my opinion, if you're gonna see any type of success in anything that you do, and it doesn't even have to be detailing, right? It could be lawn mowing, it could be window cleaning, it could be building houses, or whatever it is, you have to be able to put in the work.
Yeah.
Now, I know that level of work is different for different people, right? And I know you have a family, you have kids, I have a family, I have kids.
Yeah.
and time is of the essence, right? We only have so much time in our day to do things.
Yeah.
So I think for me, one of the things that worked for me, and I'm curious to hear from you, that helped me grow my business part-time, is I just started focusing in on Google was the first thing that I did.
Yes.
So after every detail that I completed, I would send my customer a text message that basically said something along these lines. Hey, you know, thank you so much for the opportunity that you gave me to detail your car. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. If you enjoyed the service that I provided, would you mind leaving me a review on my Google business page?
Yes.
Period. And then I would send them the link. 9 times out of 10, my customer would go online, type up a review, post it on Google, and pretty soon, Tony, I mean, I started having these reviews stacking up, and I don't know much about Google algorithms. I don't profess to be an expert in this field. But what I do know is that as I started to stack up reviews, people would start to Google detailing near me, and my page started ranking #1 among other detailers in my area. And that's what helped drive calls to me to continue to detail. That's what helped me launch mine. Do you have anything, any tips or suggestions that you would offer to the people watching this?
In my case, if like you guys are like me, for instance, I'm not the best guy in the computer and stuff like that. I do know how to do other things, but the computer thing is not for me. But there is where you can also hire somebody to do that job for you. Because that way as well, like, and this is the other thing, like whenever you are a business owner, you like when you starting, you gotta take the phone calls, you gotta do the job, you gotta do everything. You gotta take the photos, you gotta post them, you gotta get the reviews and all that kind of thing. But in my case, what I'm doing now is I am paying someone to do that work for me because, like I said, I'm not the best at doing that. So that's what I'm doing. And now I've been working on my SEO for about 5 months, and just now I start seeing, you know, the results, because what I was doing before, I was just paying Google ads, and then I quit doing it. Now I'm working on the SEO, and everything is kind of working out right now.
Sometimes you have to know, like, you got to know yourself really well, right? Like, what are you good at, and what are you not so good at?
Correct.
And, you know, what you've done is you've figured out, okay, and tell me if I'm wrong, I think I'm right, but, you know, Tony is really good at building setups. He has a talent for that. He's really great at it, right? You guys have seen his videos, you've watched his channel. That's a strength that Tony has. He's very good mechanically. He understands how things work like that. But you also just admitted, you know what, but I'm not that great with the internet. And so you had to reach out and find help for that.
Correct.
And I think that's really important to talk about, because it's not a bad thing to reach out and ask for help, right?
Correct.
Now, I think that's a really good segue into another really important topic, which is this. Should that help be free, or is there value behind the help also that maybe you're offering to someone that I could be offering to someone? You know, I'm gonna just kind of walk through and talk with you about some of the stuff that I've learned over the last year as I've been in the detailing business, okay? So I also posted a video on my channel of a trailer setup that I built, okay? I think it has on my channel like close to 85,000 views. And from that one video, I've had an enormous amount of phone calls come in, right? And I think it is so awesome because I've met some of the most amazing people through some of these phone calls. But one of the things that I've learned as I went through this process is, like, people want help, right?
Correct.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing to like want to help everyone, but has there ever reached a point where you were like, oh my gosh, like this is really blowing up? Like this is working, and how do you kind of manage through as you're running a detailing business, helping people on the side? And you don't need to go into details, Tony, but maybe kind of talk about other guys who might encounter the same thing. Like, what should they expect, you know, as they go through that?
Well, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my experience on this. Yes, I try to help much people that I can. It's getting to the point, or already gets to the point, where if I take all the phone calls and try to help everybody, I'm gonna be 10 hours of the day just helping people for zero. You know,
Yeah.
I was trying to do that,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
and that's why I have the YouTube videos as well.
Yeah.
Because
They're informative, they're educational.
that's the reason why I started my YouTube channel. Share what I did so they can kind of copy. If they want to do it, that's fine. But like to a certain point, I cannot walk everybody through step by step on how to do things.
Yeah.
For some people, you know, like not everybody.
Yeah.
Like there is a lot of people, you know, that knows how to do things.
Sure.
And stuff like that. But yeah, like now everything is turning to be a business, and I am treating all this as a business because I need to provide
for your family.
Like before, I was taking calls because I had a full-time job, and then I take the calls in my lunchtime, helping somebody, you know, and like through my lunchtime, my break time, and then like for 5-10 minutes, and then I have to call my wife too, you know, and then all that kind of stuff because you know they need time. But yeah, that's how what happens, you know, and now like I do still help people. But now it has a price.
And it should though, but it should because, you know, your time it's not, you know, you learn so much along the way.
Yeah.
Right? There's a level of like education and experience you're gathering, and sometimes that level of experience and information comes through mistakes that you've made, right? Like that, I think that sometimes people don't understand mistakes cost money.
A lot.
You've learned what works and what doesn't. And so, I don't know, I think you should feel super proud. I mean, I'm not gonna show everybody, but if I were to tilt my camera right now over to the corner of that room, you would actually see a couple of generator slide outs. And I shouldn't just say a couple, a lot of generator slide outs that Tony has built and are already sold.
Yes.
Pretty dang cool. You know, that just goes to show when we're talking about the grind and working really hard, that's the payoff.
That's the payoff, yeah. Like, and I'm super happy, you know, and I'm super thankful, you know, with everybody, you know, because like it's not just me, it's them as well, because they are the ones that are helping me to feed my family by buying my stuff. You know,
supporting you.
Supporting me pretty much, So, and I do appreciate that, guys.
Awesome. Well, you know, it's like what, I think 10:30 at night right now, maybe 11 o'clock at night. You know, I've got to fly out of here. I've got to go back to Arizona tomorrow at 1. I've got to be at the airport by noon. But, you know, I'm really trying to maximize all the time that I have to spend with Tony here, because this is the whole reason why I came out here, was to spend some time with Tony. But thanks for chatting with me and sitting down. I just thought it would be cool for us to sit down and just kind of have like a real conversation about two guys that are out there doing this right now, and that it's not all roses. You know, it's not that easy.
Yeah, like the other a little like other point, you know, like that I want to bring, you know, like in order to be on business, I have to invest in myself and my business, like, you know, to educate me, you know, in so many ways. And as well, I have to spend money to grow my business by the internet. Like that's one example, you know, I have to pay someone to help me to get my business, you know, like my mobile detailing business in flow, you know. Like the setups and stuff like that is technically from YouTube. Like YouTube is what is, you know, helped me to pretty much do this nowadays. But yeah, like it's always, we need to invest in order to get back, you know, some of that. And yes, it's different ways to do it as well. Because you can, like, to start, it's not like you gotta start spending all that money. You're starting, you know, you guys see like Oscar, how he kind of say, you know, that you can start, you know, with
what you
small amount of money, and at the same time kind of grow from there, you know, from whatever you're getting, and then try to buy, you know, the stuff that you need in order to grow your business. And that's pretty much like the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like in my case, it was totally different.
Yeah.
The reason why, because I like to buy stuff like tools and all that kind of things. It's like toys for me. Like that's toys for me.
Absolutely.
So I start buying stuff not because like by having the best pressure washer or stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna make me money.
Yes.
It's just I like to have it.
Yes.
And because I had a full-time job, so I can,
yes,
spend the money, to buy toys.
So, would it be wise to tell everyone who's watching this to never go into debt over buying stuff that you can't afford?
Yeah.
Like, don't do it, right? Like, guys, don't do it.
Don't do it.
And again, I'm speaking for myself. The only reason why I did what I did with my trailer setup is because I paid cash for everything. I didn't go into debt, right? I was in a very fortunate position where I could afford to do that. And I wanted to start setting up, something that could generate reoccurring revenue for me and my family. And I wanted a look that I was going after, right, in my trailer. But I didn't go into debt to do it. And so I think that you bring up a really good point that you don't have to have the best of the best. Like, I think that that's kind of an anomaly, the way I did it. Like that, I did it a very unusual way that I actually would not recommend to anyone who watches this video to do what I did unless you have the funds and the means to do that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Like, that's why whenever someone calls me asking for a setup, I give them 2 to 3 different options.
Yeah.
Like they can spend like $1,000 in a Krensla, just on the pressure washer. It's $1,000.
Yeah.
Or you spend $230 in the active pressure washer. There is a lot of difference, both of the pressure washers are going to do the work.
Yeah.
But you're spending less money on this one here. But it's up to you. If you got the money to do it, why not? So that way you're going to spend that money one time and it's going to be for a longer period of time.
Correct.
Versus the active is going to be a good pressure washer, but at this point, I don't know how long it's going to last.
Correct. So
it can be a year or two.
Yes.
For $230, throw it away, buy a new one.
If we were to go out and wash that van that I just drove 2,000 plus miles from Arizona to Virginia, it's a mess, by the way, and I feel kind of embarrassed by it, but it is a mess. But if we were to go out there and pressure wash that van with a Kransla pressure washer and an active pressure washer, and then we were to step back half and half, half with the Kransla, half with the active pressure washer, and bring in someone and say, which side was washed with the Kransla and which side was washed with the active, would anybody know a difference?
Nope.
No, you wouldn't know a difference.
No, the only difference you're gonna see is whenever you are doing the work. One, the level of noise.
Okay, yep.
The level of noise.
Yep.
That's one. The pressure is kind of similar. And there is like the other option, which is the AR Blue.
Yes.
Which is a great pressure washer, and it's not that expensive, but it's there as well. It's right in the middle.
Yep.
That's what the one I think.
So the result is going to be basically the same, but how you get to the result varies a little bit, like what you just called out, which is the quality of the pressure washers, right? One of them is going to last a little longer than the other. But you know what? Again, there's nothing wrong. I guess trying to go back full circle with starting with what you have available to you. So if that means starting off with an active pressure washer, go for it. Do it. You're still going to be able to make the same amount of money as someone who's using a Kransla pressure washer if you're marketing yourself correctly.
Yes.
You're treating your customers well, right? You're being respectful. You show up on time.
Correct.
You dress the part. You try and look the part. Like that's all stuff that I feel like you have every much of a chance of making as much money as the guy who's doing it at a super high level.
Yeah, like the difference is like from one pressure washer to another one is not a difference.
Yeah.
It's like what you do as the detailer, technically, you know.
Yeah.
You are the one who's gonna do the difference, not the equipment or stuff like that. But yeah, that's
awesome.
That's the thing.
Sweet, awesome. Okay, Tony, anything else you want to share?
Well, I don't know. It's a lot to
I know,
share,
guys, this is totally ad-lib, by the way. Like, we didn't script this out. We literally just pulled out the camera and we said, hey, let's shoot a video. So I hope that this was helpful for everyone who's watching. I know that I appreciate videos like this because I'm still starting out. I'm no expert. And so when I hear stuff like this, like what we're talking about, it really helps me. So really appreciate the time that you took to share that.
Now let's talk about what you're gonna be doing here shortly, like soon. What is something that you're gonna be doing?
Yeah.
You don't want to share that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
That's another surprise. But
that's gonna be in the next video.
There you go. But there's a lot of fun things that are happening in my business right now, right? Like I think I shared with you that there was a gentleman in Tucson, Arizona that saw one of my YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And he called me and he basically saw the CR Spotless that I had on the back shelf of my trailer.
Yeah.
And that's how I wash my cars down with spotless water, right? Well, anyways, this guy calls me and he's like, hey, did you know there's a better way to do what you're doing as far as like making spotless water? And all of a sudden my ears perked up, right? Because I know how expensive deionized resin costs.
Correct.
Like if you go on to CR Spotless right now, I want to say it's like $146 for the DIC 20 resin cartridges. That only lasts 300 gallons. The system that I have in my trailer now from this guy in Tucson, his name is Jerry, thank you Jerry, showed me a way where I could go from making 300 gallons of spot-free water up to 25,000 gallons of spot-free water on one deionized resin cartridge exchange.
Wow.
Game changing, right?
Yeah.
So my plans right now for the future, if you're asking me, is probably focus now on building my brand, right? Like what you're doing. In fact, I don't know if the camera can see Ralda's Details logo up there, but we started off the video by talking about your brand, right? You have a brand. And I'm trying to build a brand as well in the state of Arizona. So
that's cool.
We'll see where that takes me. I'm excited for the future.
Can't wait to buy that product that you're going to be offering to us,
Maybe in the next video, you'll see me flying back up here to Virginia installing a spotless water system for Tony in his garage.
Yes.
So, but you know what, guys? Like, let's just kind of end on this. When you're out building your business, be genuine. Try and help people as well, as much as you can, especially if someone helped you, right? Get into the business.
Yes.
I think that if you can do that, I'm under the belief that the good that you give is the good that you get back.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a good point right there.
Because
I have a lot of people that have been helping me. I can mention many people, but one of them on the detailing, business and many other things, is Phil Miranda, and I really thank you, buddy.
Yep.
He is the guy that been helping me a lot, through where I'm at right now, to be honest. And I really appreciate, him, all the support that he's been giving me and stuff like that. And I really appreciate that. And that's how, he helped me and many other people.
Yeah.
Like Hector from Florida, PDS. He don't have a YouTube channel, but he's the guy that helped me out to say, quit from your job and do what you gotta do. Like he really helped me out with that. And like I say, I can send many people, but at the same time, that's what I've been doing, trying to help other people as well, with some videos. Like if we like this, I hope this video is gonna help someone out there. So help others.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing to end on. So guys, thanks for watching, and we hope that you're having a fantastic day, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Subscribe.